States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Memorial signs for all the victims at 9/11. And for all our families, keep all our families in our prayers and our community leaders. Just pray for the goodness of everything we have in the world.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. The next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Madam Mayor, members of the council.
What is the pleasure of the board?
Madam Mayor,
Councilor Howell.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as is.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilor Romero?
Yes.
Councilor Yulibri Jr.?
Yes.
Councilor Howell?
Yes.
Councilor Casey?
Yes.
I have a motion by Councilor Howell and a second by Councilor Casey. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. The next item is public input. We have Ms. Meredith Britt, My Neighborhood. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Meredith.
There's a street light in my neighborhood, a block over, that's been burned out for several months. I've called the city, neighbors have called the city, others have called, city councilor has called Public Works, and nothing gets done. And it seems like there should be a process where things get done that are that simple. Another block over, the people, by the way, are afraid, and for good reason. There have been an increase in homeless people, drug addicts, drug dealers, and other criminals in our neighborhood, partly because of another block over, an abandoned house, not a vacant house, full of people that I just named. Has no glass in the windows, the doors don't shut. It's being used as a flop house, a drug house, an outhouse. I've been in touch with the mayor, the city manager, my counselor. Others have also contacted the city. We've been in touch with the interim city manager. People have come to city council meetings about this house. I've been in touch with the police and the fire department because they've started fires in the backyard, burning I don't know what, but the toxic fumes made a cloud over the neighborhood. And these sorts of things just seem like that's the business of city government. If I were mayor of a beautiful little city, and if I were being investigated for crimes that I didn't commit and ethical breaches that I didn't commit by the Attorney General, I would step aside and let the city take care of business until the investigation is completed. And I would explain to my constituents how I'm innocent and why the Attorney General is investigating me. And if I couldn't do that, I would resign.
Anyone else?
Thank you, Ms. Britt. That concludes our public input. And right before I get into discussion items, Madam Mayor, members of the council, I meant to put these in your boxes and I failed to do so. This is our approved budget for the year 2020 that we would like each one of you to have, review, and of course any discussion items can be brought back to the mayor and council at a later time.
Thank you very much.
And I'll move to discussion items, Madam Mayor, members of the council. The first item is Resolution 19-48.
So this is the actual approval
Yes, ma'am.
of the budget for the full year?
Actual budget for 2020 by DFA.
Awesome. Great job. Great job, ladies. And Walter Family. And your staff. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I apologize for not putting it in your boxes. I failed to do so. Resolution 19-48, we have Mr. Danny Burule present.
Good
Thank you,
evening.
Danny.
How are you?
Good evening.
I'm here to seek approval of Resolution 1948, which is going to be the match waiver for the Crawford projects money that we do. We are going to receive they won't send out the award letter till the 15th to 20th, but they want us to spend the money as quick as possible, so we have to have the match waiver to follow so we can hopefully get it fully funded. And this will be for National Bridge Street area.
These were, Madam Mayor, I'm sorry. Madam Mayor, members of the council, this is one of the projects that was funded from the Emergency Road Improvement Fund money. We did receive funding for Bridge Street, and National and Bridge Street, to a total dollar amount of...
6 million.
Good.
That's with our match, but I'm gonna apply for the match waiver to see if we could get it fully funded. And it'll take down, it'll be, like it says, coming to Las Escuelas and that, like I told you. And hopefully we could one-shot it.
We started working on this about in 2016, actually, when we first applied, so this is great, we're finally here. Awesome. Okay, questions, comments? Counselor Howard.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Goulet, what do you think are the chances of us getting the waiver?
Just depending on how much money VFA has put aside, I guess. Usually, like, we got it for the map, and we did apply for that one. And we've only got the one map, which they fully funded the Mountain View project. So with the monies that they have this year, we might have a good chance of getting it. But it's worth for applying, and we do have the money otherwise, but it'd be nice if we could get the waiver.
When do you think we will know?
Once I take it, he actually called me the DOT, so by the end of the month I have to have it in, and they should be moving on it fast because they want the money to be spent as quick as possible. Just for in case a call for projects comes out next year, we could apply. And I think the second one that we applied for is going to be the Legion Drive one.
Okay.
If everything works out the way it's, because that's our second that we actually.
And I believe historically, we have had almost every single waiver approved, so I have a lot of faith that's going to go through.
Thank you.
Thank you. Counselor Howell, any other questions? What's the pleasure of the board?
Consent.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Madam Mayor,
much.
members of the council. Item number 2 is Resolution 19-49. We have Mr. Daniel Goulet.
I'm here to seek the approval of 1949, which is going to be the co-op project, which is the West National King project. I have here weather delays, but we're also waiting on the clearances, which we got them now. We are actually have the paperwork for signature. We could start putting it up for RFP. So this project should be starting within, I'm going to say, a couple months. But I want to go ahead and start the Mountain View first. We're going to try to do the one contractor, just because this one will, if you guys approve it, it'll give me till next year, December, and the Mountain View is only till June.
Okay.
So I'm seeking the approval.
Questions, comments?
Just a comment. Thank you, Mayor.
Counselor Howell.
Mr. Goulet, is it because of weather delays? Is that?
Weather delays, and we've been waiting for the clearances. We finally got all our clearances that we need. Through the DOT, the state, we need the railroad, so we got all those, so we're ready to go up for RFP once we get the signatures done and they review the contract and stuff.
You know, maybe in a couple of months, there's going to be a lot more
Once we
inclement weather.
Yeah, so at least they'll start it, and I want to start this one because this is going to be the one that actually runs out in June, and it needs a lot more work as far as the bottom from Grand to like East Drive. It needs a lot of work there, so I have to June to finish it. I'm pretty much confident it will be pretty quick on the job.
It's projected to have we're projected to have a big winter this year. So I hope it doesn't cause more
At least
delays.
it could start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So be
Okay.
patient during the winter months. Any other questions, comments? What's the pleasure of the board?
Consent. Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. The third item is Resolution 19-51, recommendation toward engineering services to Molson Corbin for Salazar Romero Street.
And I'm
Mr.
seeking
Goulet.
approval for resolution 1951 for Mosen and Corbin to do the engineering on Salazar Romero Street. Once we get this approved, they could go ahead and start moving on doing the plan and design for this is actually money through the lobby money. And it's a project from start to finish once we get it. Hopefully that'll start as well. Once we get the signature, they can start on this quick as well. We've got the approval letters and everything on that one.
Madam Mayor and members of the council, this was legislative money that was also appropriated by the legislature in 2019. And so they have requested that we start the project as quickly as possible. And so that's why we're moving forward with some of the resolutions that need to be placed.
Okay, questions, comments? What's the pleasure of the board?
Consent.
Okay,
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council. The next item on the agenda is Resolution 19-50, 2021 through 2025 Infrastructure Capital Improvement Plan for the City of Las Vegas Senior Center. Good evening, Wanda.
Good afternoon.
good evening, how are you?
So tonight, I'd like to review the ICIP plan for the senior program for 2021 to 2025. I've made a couple changes to the Las Vegas one specifically. We've recently had some issues with our HVAC system, and so I've gone ahead and moved that up to priority number 1. We are having to replace 2. There's some issues with how it's the ductwork is done at the senior center and so forth. So this ICIP plan actually reflects $315,000 for the HVAC system. We are having to have 2 replaced sooner than that, and so I've gone ahead and moved this as a priority number 1 for that reason. Electrical and plumbing upgrades, those were priority number 1 last year. I dropped that down to a priority number 2. If there were a way to do both priority number 1s, I would, but that is just as urgent. I did request a capital outlay reimbursement in April for that funding. So hopefully in January we might be able to get that funded. But that is also very much a priority. And so the other thing that I've done is I've also broken up some things. The South Side Senior Center parking lot, in the past, that's been a very big project. Every time that capital outlay looks at it, it's too big. And so what we've done this year is I've actually broken them down. The sidewalk upgrade is something that is very urgent. The sidewalks are lifted in certain areas at the senior center. They're a little bit of a trip hazard, and so I've made that a priority number 3. And then the other thing is gutters and snow rails, also at the senior center. So that is priority number 4. So I've actually carved those out a little bit more. Kitchen equipment is still a priority. Senior center improvements, I've also broken that down to actually a 3-year breakup rather than trying to ask for money all in 1 year. What I'm seeing from capital outlay is that they'll fund smaller projects, but really large projects they really just look over. And so I'm thinking this might help us in the future to try to get some of these other projects funded. For the most part, the rest of it is continued. There is a window upgrade. The senior center windows in that facility in Las Vegas, many of them do not open. Some of them have bullet holes. I don't know if you all knew that. They're not all the way through. I think the glass is bulletproof, but there are some. And so that said, and then like I said, they're broken, some of them to where you cannot actually open them. They function. I mean, they're secure. The building is secure. So that said, it's not a huge issue, but it is something that is on our ICIP to replace. And then the other thing that I added was stucco for the building. That was something that should have been done with the renovation. It never did happen. The building does have a lot of different colors right now, and so I think it would be a nice, to kind of give it an uplift as well. And that would be Las Vegas, the Pecos Senior Center. Again, with the same kind of theory in mind, I did break down. We did get the $25,000 for the kitchen equipment, so I did put that in the funding line. The remainder of it in 2021, 2024. The parking lot renovations, looking at 2021 for engineering and planning design, and then maybe 2022 for the actual construction if needed. Again, smaller seats to get funded better. New vehicles, we do have some vehicle needs that are going to be coming up there. And the rest of it was pretty similar to last year. And then San Miguel Senior Center, we have a lot of needs there. Looking at opening the center full-time, we do need the updated vehicles. We don't have a new vehicle out there. And so this would actually comprise of a hot shot van, hot shot truck, and a Jeep, I think is what we were looking at. And then kitchen equipment, we would need complete new kitchen equipment there. So that's the 59,000. Office equipment, that would all be 2021. Then in future years, we're looking at parking lot and other things that could always be an upgrade. So that is the ICIP fund. If you all have any questions,
Okay, questions, comments?
comments?
Counselor Hall?
Thank you, Mayor. Wanda, what is the total dollars that we're requesting on a capital outlay
Okay, so looking
for Las
at,
Vegas?
oh, just for Las Vegas?
For right now, Las Vegas.
Okay, so in 2021, I'm looking at 1.2 million, $1,221,682. That is in 2021. Now, if you add up 22, 23, 24, et cetera, it's 3.4 million.
How much did we get last time?
In the actual capital outlay
Right.
for Las Vegas, initially when I submitted, we did get the 59,000. That was a couple years ago. Last year when I submitted, we got the 25,000 for the kitchen equipment in Pecos. And then as far as ICIP, we also got the additional 43,000 for the north. That is also included in the ICIP. That's been it so far.
Hopefully we get what
Yeah.
we need. So.
Like I said, my hope is that if I can reduce, putting everything in one lump sum of like 1.5 million will not get it funded. So my thought is to actually break it down by project. That might help to get things funded.
Good. Thank you.
That's kind of the plan.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Okay, what's the pleasure of the board?
Consent.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, before we call for executive, I want to, for the record, make a statement that Ms. Britt mentioned here, Meredith Britt, that she had spoke to me in the past about her concerns. That is absolutely untrue. She has never spoke to me in the past. What she has asked of me is to give her a contract in the past for, and to hire her for design and art projects, which I have nothing to do with the actual contracts for the city of Las Vegas, so I want to put that on the record, and I don't appreciate people coming here and lying. So, did she ever contact you, Ms. Gagos?
I don't recall.
Exactly.
Madam Mayor, members of the council.
Okay, that's for the record. Now let's go into, is there any need for executive session? What is the pleasure of the board? I need a motion to adjourn.
Madam Mayor, before we adjourn, just a quick question. Will we have additional agenda items for next week's meeting?
There's, yes, ma'am, there will be a possibility of 1 to 2 more items. We're looking at the fire, the union contract for fire, and a bid for senior center parking.
Okay.
That just went out, that just came in today, and we're hoping to be able to add it in.
Okay, need a motion to adjourn.
I'd just like to make a comment.
Oh, of course.
I want to thank the mayor and city manager in regards to setting a date to speak to the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, yes.
I really
We're working
think
on
that hopefully that will go well. And we have an exciting Chamber of Commerce board now, and that they're going to do a lot for our community. So,
We're
Thank
looking
you.
forward to it. Councilor Howell,
thank you.
I need a motion to adjourn.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Counselor Romero?
Yes.
Counselor Howell?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Yulabri Jr.?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Howell and a second by Counselor Casey and Counselor Yulabri Jr. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members.